Welcome to my first podcast about my process as a witch. I am Brandy. I've been known as Storm, and a lot of people still call me that. I'm also known as Rage Moon. There are reasons. Um, this is about my process. This is about how I do things. How I do things might not necessarily be the way you should do them, but it's how I do them. We're going to cover a lot of different topics every week. This is going to be once a week. So you're going to get to see different hairstyles, whatever I'm wearing that day. But if not, I'm going to see these. I always wear them. The black and white ones are new. They're representative of someone who just recently died. Um, I'm an eclectic witch. I've been practicing on and off since I was 16, mostly because life circumstances wouldn't always let me practice. There are various topics and things we will be going over. I believe that you can curse people and not have it bounce back on you, but you have to do it the right way. It's all about intention and will. That's how you get stuff done. That's how you put stuff out to the universe and either bring good or ill back to you. This week, I mostly wanted to talk about intention and magic because I still have to do research on the other things that people wanted me to talk about, like moon phases and candles and stuff like that. I want to make notes so when I talk about them that I'm actually remembering everything that I need to tell people. For those of you that are on a budget, when we do candles, if you can only get a hold of white candles, that is fine. Okay? If you can only get a hold of white candles, that is fine. And yes, I did repeat myself on purpose. White candles can stand in for any color, including black. Whenever I do spell work, I usually use 2 candles and 2 little candle holders because I get the little chime candles. I have various colors because I have access to places that allow me to be able to buy these things. But if you can only get white ones are good. I usually use a black and a white candle. The white candle, I charge it with protection of the space and of myself and the people that I care about and whatever else I believe needs protecting. The black one, or another white one, if that is what you have, I charge it with absorbing negativity, absorbing the bad things that tend to happen, like bad karma, bad whatever, bad emotions, what have you. Because that's what you do. You charge each of those candles, and they can both be white, to do what it is that you need to do. You can charge a candle, a white candle, or a green candle to bring you wealth, bring money to your life, maybe that raise that you need. You can charge a pink candle to bring you love. One thing about love spells, I don't do love spells, mostly because then you have to question whether or not it's the spell that made them love you or if they actually love you. When you do love spells, do it general, don't put a name to it. Like, ask the universe, the gods, whoever you want to ask them to bring you a lover, bring you a long time lover. Doesn't have to have a name to it. I wouldn't put a name to it because you could curse yourself accidentally. That's how I feel about love spells. At least ones that say, oh yeah, use whoever you want to make your lover be yours. And there's the word, make. You're taking away their free will. You don't want to do that. It's sort of like when you bring karma on somebody. You want to bring it on them and exclude the people around them. And make sure when you do that, that you exclude the people around them. You go, this goes to X. It only goes to X. It does not affect the people around X. So that way, you're not affecting wives, children, parents, aunts, uncles, of whoever it is that you're laying the whammy down on because they've done you wrong. Always tell people that if they're in a cursed mind, to wait a little bit, because you don't want to do things you regret. It's regrets that will bring karma to you. When you curse someone, you don't want to regret it. You want to be like, yep, they totally deserved it. It's theirs. Bring it. Put it into the hands of the ones that deal out that stuff and just step back. This is how I curse people. I've been told I have power. Not everybody does. I light my white and my black, and I do my protection and absorb negativity. I write down their names on paper. Any kind of paper will do. Any kind of ink. I write their name. I put it on my altar. I light my candles. Sometimes I'll put the names on the altar for days or weeks or whatever and let it gather power. And then you pick. I usually do either on a new moon or a full moon, depending on my mood and depending on what shape I want it to take. But predominantly I've been doing it on full moons, so I have full access to the light to remind myself that I need to remember to exclude people. And I light my candles and I take the names up. I'll say, I'm giving this name to more the forefront of your book's karma, or whomever else wants to take care of this. This person has done me wrong. This is what they've done. Take care of them. Then I fold up the name. I use one of the candles, either black or the white. Doesn't matter which one. I set it on fire and I put it in my cauldron and I watch it burn. And when it's done, I go on to the next name. I say it, how they wronged me, put it in the universe that they need a lesson, please give it to them. Burn that name, put it in the cauldron, wait till it burns. And you do that for each of the names that you've put on your altar. You pick them up, you read them, you give your case, you put it in the hands of those that can take care of it. You pick your whichever candle you want to use, whatever fire you want to use. Burn the name in your cauldron. And then just let it go. I call it the slow karma burn spell. And it's slow. Don't think that it's going to happen right away or what have you. It's slow. It's a slow burn. It will bite them in the ass. It might take a while, but it will bite them in the ass. And it usually bites hard. Which comes to the spell that I've written, which I posted in the group on Facebook that I happen to have. It's a secret group, mostly because I didn't want the dude bros finding it and going off about fluffy witchery or whatever, because there's nothing fluffy about this. It's called removing your significant other's karma from your life. Because yes, you can be affected by your partners, by your child's, by your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends' karma. So you really could use that spell for anyone that you're attached to, because your friends' karmas can also affect you. And it's whatever they've put out in the world. Every morning on Facebook, those that are my friends, they know that I say my mornings. I don't usually put good in front of it because some people get offended by the word good in morning. I don't know why. Mostly because they're night creatures and morning is not a good morning. A good thing for them. So I just put morning. That I hope that the Sandman, the one who brings dreams, was kind to everyone. You know, no one got any nightmares. Everyone got good dreams. Be it they dreamed about whatever actor or actress they have a crush on, or what have you. I hope they had good dreams. Mine are usually weird, but that's fine. I like weird dreams. Weird dreams are good. I usually get annoyed when I wake up, because it's when I start going, okay, this needs to be fixed. And I start fixing my dream. And that's usually when they kick me out. No, you're not supposed to be doing that. Out you go. It's like, thanks a lot, guys. But at any rate, I always do that. I tell people to be kind to each other, to themselves. Being kind to yourself is important. We tend to not be kind to ourselves. And not being kind to ourselves reflects on not being kind to people out in the world. So practice kindness, especially to yourself. I have a cat on my lap. Practice kindness. Remember that you are loved and that people do love you. They might not tell you, but they do love you. And that you're blessed and that you have blessings all around you, be it your friends, your family, your pets, your children, your parents. Those of us that ended up with good ones. Not everyone did. People do end up with toxic parents. I've met toxic parents. Toxic parents are not fun. We'll go over how to cut those binds, especially with the toxic people in your life that you're both related to on both a physical and spiritual level. We'll discuss how to heal yourself, herbs, whatever it is that you need. I'm going to try and to talk about them. But you guys have to remember, this is my process. This is how I do things. This is how I get stuff done. We're all not the same. I tend to have knowledge that most people don't. I just know stuff. I don't know how to explain it. I don't necessarily have the book knowledge of it, but I know it works. Like, I'll put a spell together, just on the fly. It's a new moon, I know I need to put one together. I'll go, okay, I need this herb, this herb, this herb, this herb, and this herb, because it feels right. And people look at me like I'm crazy, because it's just how I work. My instincts are good. Speaking of instinct, your instincts are always good. Remember that. Be it with people, be it with spell work. Listen to your gut. Your gut is always right, phenomenally. Okay? Always listen to your instincts. And another thing I have to say, everyone meditates differently. We all do. Some of us need dance. Some of us need a quiet place. Some of us need to be out in nature. Some of us need to sing. Some of us do it by doing housework. Everyone meditates differently. In meditation, some people get sensation. That's fine. It's good. You got sensation. Some people hear stuff like whatever the person that's doing the, if you're doing a guided, whatever the person that's doing the guide is describing, they might hear crickets or, bees buzzing or the waves of the ocean crashing against the sand. Some people see stuff. Not everyone sees, guys. We have many senses. Sometimes you'll feel it. Like you'll feel the wind on your face, but you won't see anything. And it's like, well, I felt the wind. I felt the cool of the water around my feet, but I didn't see anything. Seeing takes time, guys. Even I don't see anything. And a lot of the reason why people don't see is because your third eye, is closed. When your third eye is open, you can see into the spirit world. Okay? I'm entirely certain everyone does not have an annoying cat that wants attention while they're trying to do their podcast. I do. And I'm going to pet her because she's annoying. But at any rate, there are a variety of different subjects I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about different gods and goddesses, what it means to be eclectic, what it means to follow just one faith path, be it Celtic, be it Chromatic, be it Voodoo, Hoodoo, be it Norse, heathenism, whatever it is, the pathway is, whatever name it is, I'm going to talk about when you just follow one set of gods, because it's important. Not everybody follows just one set of gods. A lot of people are eclectic, and there's also the being careful about what practices you're putting in, and especially when you're dealing with closed cultures or cultures that your ancestry might have harmed because of the religion that your ancestry was following and not necessarily you. You can get down now. It's important, especially when you're being careful. Word of advice when approaching powers. Always approach, if at all possible, with a humble nature. Don't necessarily grovel. Give them a slight bow and say, especially when you're dealing with something that might not necessarily be within your people, like me, if I wanted to add Native American, which I do have a little bit of their blood in me, I would approach coyote or wolf or crow with great dignity and ask for permission of them whether or not I may honor them. That's important. Okay? You want to gain permission of the powers that you wish to follow to honor them, especially if you're not of, as some people would say, not of their blood. Always ask. And then don't let anyone tell you that you're not allowed to honor them, especially if you gain permission, especially if they've said, yes, we like you. We're going to claim you as one of ours. Allow them to. And if anyone has a problem with it, tell them to take it up with them, because they said yes. And they said yes, so you are going to honor them. And then do so. Honor them in the ways that you want, or they want you to. Honor them in song if they want you to. Honor them with sacrifices, whatever that is that they might think should be. Like, some gods like candy. They want you to leave candy on the altar for them. They might not necessarily be able to eat it in the way that we would, but they want it on the altar. We'll discuss in future episodes altar setups or basic things you might need for an altar, because everybody's different. Everybody's altar needs are different, because we're all different, and so are the gods that we follow. And when I refer to the gods, I refer to them as gods, whether they're male or female or neither or both, because some gods can switch gender, and some gods are completely androgynous and appear to have no gender. It is something to always remember. And yes, I do talk with my hands a lot. Sometimes you won't see them because they're out of range of the camera, because they're below the little thing. But I do talk with my hands a lot. It's just something I do. I am eclectic. I mostly follow Celtic and Norse. I have a few other gods from other pantheons that have claimed me. And they have claimed me. They have come into my life and been like, hello, child, you are ours too. And I'm like, okay, you realize we don't care. As long as you don't care, it's all that matters. And they will do that. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say who it is that I follow. Not in this episode. We'll deconstruct that later. But yes, I believe there's a time and place for curses. Yes, I believe there's a time and a place for blessings. Yes, I believe that magic works. And yes, I believe that there are spirits out there, both what we would consider benign and not benign. There are places you shouldn't go to as a sensitive. Old asylums and some hospitals are one, and some cemeteries. Now, if you don't want to interact with ghosts, you don't go to those places, because there are people that are stuck. If you don't know how to help them over, you shouldn't go there. Now, if you know how to help them over, like I know how to help spirits over into the summer lands, or heaven, or Valhalla, or Freya's hall, which I've forgotten the name of her hall. I'm entirely certain she's frowning at me because I can't remember the name of her hall. But Freya's hall, or Hela's realm, to Helheim, or wherever it is that you're sending them off to. You have to know where you're sending them to be able to send them, to be able to set them free from whatever it is that's made them stuck here. And in closing, my process is very different from most people's. I've got the power and the ability to be able to do things that most people don't understand how I do it. In fact, half the time I don't. I just know stuff. Like, I know things about people's past lives that I shouldn't know, but I do. And it's just how I am. At any rate, I hope you all have a good day. I hope it is blessed. Practice kindness, especially to yourself. So if you're kind to yourself, if you love you, then you can be kind to those around you. You can love those around you better. And that's important. It really is. This world could use more kindness. It could use more love. If people actually practiced those particular parts of the religion, this world would know peace. There would be no hungry. And there would be no war. Well, that's all from me. You lot have a good day. Have a great week. And we'll see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye.